What prompted us to look at eSignatures was trying to push the limit on how we can be more efficient, make the insurance process easier and more enjoyable or less painful for the client. We also get the documents back fully complete, so we were trying to make it a better process and a quicker process that was better for us as a business and for the customers. When you have two parties on a contract, say husband and wife, and they don't work together, if the husband is setting up the policy, once he executes his signature, it will automatically email to her work, and she can also sign the documents. So you have two you know have been properly signed by the proper parties, and it comes back to you with no time delay.
And I was finding, like, with faxes and sending snail mail, like, my response time was like weeks and weeks. Even for faxes, it was really slow to get people to print stuff out and fax it. And also the prevalence of fax machines is pretty low. And then we were getting a lot of scanned, like where people would scan or take a photo of their document to sign. And if you look at the report you guys have put together, it's totally not the way to do it. So yeah,
I think everybody that has a smartphone is ready for the e-signature technology. I wouldn't say that everyone has a smartphone, and we're still going to have a certain portion of the population, or both rural or urban, that are traditional, but as they phase out and do less and less business, and the newer generation that grew up with iPhones and iPads and smartphones, I think it's another extension of your touchscreen mouse or your touchscreen phone.
But you know, I've been really surprised. Some of the clients I thought would be adverse to it because they're older were totally on board, and they're signing with their iPhones or their iPads, and it was great. And so I've had really good response, especially the newer clients, like the under 40s. For the contractors love it because they can, you know, do it while they're on the work site, and it dramatically improved my it's taking minutes to get documents signed instead of weeks.
Yeah. Great.
I'm trying to push it as much as I can, and I think it's about 80%. But I haven't done the figures, but easily the majority of my clients do e-signatures. I just like it because it makes my job easier. And I think clients like it because they don't have to print something out, and it's easier for them too.
When implementing the technology, we haven't had any pushback. To be fair, we haven't counseled with a lot of the carriers. Once we had the legal opinion that this was as binding as a faxed or inked signature, we took it as a binding document, and we continued to get our insurance partners binding documents. I don't think they're all that big of challenges or all that scary. You upload a PDF and define a few boxes, and you can do e-signatures. This is not a big problem that takes 6 committees and 6 months of studies. It's here, it's been tried and tested, and it's just ready to use.
As far as the advisory report is concerned, I think all brokers should take a really good look at it. It was a really eye-opening report, and changed the way I look at doing e-business. I think from just that alone, that document was probably, you know, the CSIO just increased their worth to me as a broker. Their report, so we used it for the original signature programs that I looked at they didn't have the requirements for the consent. They didn't have, so it helped kind of clarify that I needed to have the consent in there. It had to have the retention. It had to have the what would they call it? The certification, so that you can't change the document later.
Yeah.
So a lot of signatures previously that I was using was like image files, which turns out you can completely change them. So what we had been doing in the past, I think, was incorrect, and that report helped clarify the environment, what e-signatures needed to be.